Thank you for the introduction, Chris. And thank you for our host for having us here today. As Chris said, I'm from UN Environment, working on the United for Efficiency program, and we've, of course, been a partner in the ASEAN Shine work that has been done in the region. So I'm happy to be participating myself in the first meeting that I participated in. But just a bit of background on United for Efficiency before I get into the details of the presentation. So United for Efficiency, I'll also give a few other presentations later on the other products, but for your reference, it's on lighting, the cooling products, and also motors and transformers. We're primarily funded by the Global Environment Facility, so it's a global initiative, but there's also many national projects as well. Globally, we have about 40 projects ongoing, and in Southeast Asia, there's upcoming projects in Myanmar and also in Indonesia. And those are focused on lighting and then also cooling products, so relevant to what we're doing here. Also, on the cooling side, there's a number of activities that we've done globally. Some of you participated in a twinning workshop that we hosted last year and this year. So that was a regionally based system where we brought together a focal point on ozone and then also from energy from each of the countries and brought together on the training. So some of you will be a bit aware of some of the things I'm presenting on, but hope to get a bit more into the details and of course focusing on your region. Okay, so as Chris said, I'll be focusing my presentation on the model regulations that we've developed and then also on product registration systems. So starting with the model regulations, what that is a global template for a regulation in a country. So it's meant to be text that can be used to regulate for inefficient products in the market. And we have developed this with different partners. I'll go more in detail on the lighting side later, but focusing on the cooling side, I'll provide a bit of details on that. It provides, as I said, a minimum efficiency floor, cutting out inefficient products for the markets. We're seeking endorsements for this and have developed this with a number of partners that are in the room today, including the IEA, CLASP, GIZ. So we've been working together with a lot of different partners. We presented this in the different workshops and got it also input from countries as well. So there you see cross-cutting what we're doing. Of course, focus on the cooling products during this presentation. On the cooling products, we have a approach where it breaks down for different climate zones. So of course, in more hot zones and then also cool, that there needs to be a different level set. On the left-hand side, you see the for refrigerators, and then on the right-hand side, for air conditioners. It also includes different test and energy performance evaluation methods. As referenced before in some of the previous presentations, it's referencing ISO 16358 and then also ISO 5151. So this would aligns well with the other recommendations that have been provided and would be a tool that could be considered as you move forward. It also includes key parameters. So on the air conditioner side, performance are measured at 35 degrees Celsius. And for more warm environments at 46 degrees Celsius for hot ones. And that's also aligned with the ASHA area definitions. It uses cooling seasonal performance factor for the cooling only units, and then an annual performance factor for the reversible heat pumps. And here you see where it stands as far as the other countries. So focusing on the air conditioners on the right-hand side. So the model regulations that we have developed are slightly more stringent than what's currently in place in Brazil and China and India and Mexico. So what this provides is really a forward-looking document that will allow you to be ambitious and for where technology is going. As we heard from Mel's presentation earlier, there's efficient products available, so that's why we are trying to be ambitious with this as well. On the fixed speed side, it's comparable to the India 3 or 4 star rating. And of course, as you see at the bottom, efficient products can't meet these levels, and there's also another stretch tier within it, and by that, it's something that could be used for a procurement specification or a financial mechanism in your country. So it has both for general products into the markets, and then also something a bit more ambitious. So as I said before, we developed this together with a wide range of partners, and that's more broadly how we work. So it includes the manufacturers. So on the air conditioner side, that includes Gree, Archilake, and BSH, and then also a component manufacturer, Sanois. A lot of different technical organizations, as mentioned before, as well, have participated in this. So we think it brings together collective inputs from different stakeholders and working on something that can be readily implemented in ASEAN and also within your country. The focus on doing this relatively quickly before more inefficient products enter the market. And there at the bottom, you also see our funders, and which include the Global Environment Facility and also the Kigali Clean Efficiency Program. And that's just a note as well, in a number of countries, we're also working with UNDP as they have many national projects on energy efficient products. So moving on to the product registration activities that we are implementing. But first I'll go through on more what it is and how this could be useful for you. So what a product registration system is a tool to capture data on products. So this could be used on the air conditioners, but also lighting, TVs, and other products as well. And it's an initial compliance gateway before the products enter the market. So before an air conditioner enters your market, it would have to be within this system. So here, as you see, here's an example from India. But there's a number of other examples as well. And of course, there's different ways that these could appear. But there's a lot of commonalities between them. Basically, in short, what it is doing is the information on the type of product, the size of the product, the efficiency level of the product, but also the brand and as well. So there you see different examples from Australia, from some work done in the Pacific Islands, and also from Japan. And more broadly, what this is doing, and not only on product registration systems, but more broadly, is it facilitates transformation of the markets. It provides data. So we heard also from Melanie that there is a lack of data, and there's work being done to improve that. But one thing that this will help you in is understanding the types of products in your markets. And there you see on the bottom an example of how efficiency policies, including product registrations, can help drive efficiency higher, so reducing consumption. So this is an example also from Australia. So you see how MEPs were introduced over time and becoming more stringent as well. That you see the efficiency moving the markets. So a bit of overview on how product registration systems can be used. So there's different users of these, program managers for them. So that includes regulating the products for sale, monitoring for compliance, so it goes hand in hand with the model regulation that I mentioned before. But also policymakers, so understanding, it helps you understand the types of products in your market, and then you're able to set the MEPs in your markets. And then evaluating and updating the policy going forward. Customs officials, so controlling the products that a customs official would be able to use this database and ensure that products are included. Also consumers, though. There's been examples, as was mentioned in India, how this can be used in web applications. And it can help inform the consumer on the efficiency side to help inform them of the savings that they would achieve. It can also be used by retailers and distributors to check that a product is compliant and understand what other suppliers and retailers may have. And then, of course, the manufacturers and importers that they input into the system, they understand their competition and promotes more efficient products. I think I went through a lot of these already, but there are some of the benefits of what a product registration system provides. That it does provide that data to you and the different users in the markets, and provides, for example, like program evaluation and incentive programs as well. A bit more on what we've done on this. We've done, based off this, we've done a comparison of different product registration systems in place, not all of them globally, but just focusing on some that are available, and there you see them listed there. We tried to take a range of different countries, from large to small countries as well, to have different examples. The point was to really see what commonalities there are. And there's a lot of common ways to go about this, and different information that can be included. But just to point out a couple things, I won't go through all these for time. But there's different ways to do this, that there could be a single jurisdiction for a market, or it could be a regional system as well. There's examples in the Pacific of a regional system. But of course, some markets have their own system as well. The type of information is often consistent. Applicant details, manufacturer, the type of refrigerant used is included in some and is not in others. But of course, now with the Kigali Amendment, we think that could be a key thing to include as well. On the product performance, of course, the test results determined by ISO or the local standard is incorporated, and like a statement of declaration as well is often incorporated. And there you see on the administrative side, there's also some options of how to go about this, whether it's a payment-based system or it's free of charge. But obviously there's a cost to operate this, and payments could help in facilitating that. And data is input to it. There's ways that you can decide what is shared with the public and the consumers. And then maybe there's some things that you want to keep more secure, not share with everybody. So there's different ways of how to divide that, but that is a possibility. And then, as I said, there's data output from this. So, of course, the energy label, the QR code, connecting this with other databases as well, and consumer information websites that you could communicate this to the end user. And what we've done with that, as was mentioned before, we've done a prototype on lighting together with CLASP and other partners. And we're now adapting that for the cooling products, so air conditioners and refrigerators. So here you see a screenshot of what that includes. And I have more information on this in printed version as well, if you'd like. So it has for you all the fields that are available and how those can be used. So whether it's automated fields after you enter like one field that it automates for another, and different drop downs. Maybe you only have so many testing laboratories in your country, so that only those are listed. And there's just another screenshot, this one more on what I about to manufacture, what they're included. So we have, as I said, developed the prototype is available for you in your use. And we've also developed different guidance notes, so like foundational concerns to help think through on how a product registration system could be implemented in your country. And then more detailed considerations as well, thinking through on like the software that could be used. So those are available. Tomorrow I'll go more into detail on the work that we propose to do in Southeast Asia. But the idea would be to work together with ACE to develop a regional system, a regional product registration system that could be used as a linked to the national systems that are already in place, so information could be shared. I'll go a lot more in detail on how we would go about that today, but I want to just give a brief overview on what a product registration system is and how it can be used. So thank you for your time and look forward to the discussion.